Hello folks, welcome back. November 12th here in Southern Ohio, mid 50s today. It's sunny. We have a week coming up of mid 60s all this next 7 days. No rain in the forecast. I'm running a little bit behind on trying to get these things ready for winter. We've done a lot of mite treatments. They're looking really healthy. We got good populations. As you remember, all of these hives have young queens in them. Out of 19 hives, I've only got 2 older queens. Everything else has a fresh queen that was done either in August, September, or actually the first week of October. I introduced some mated queens. The hives are looking really good. I've been slowly pulling off excessive boxes, empty boxes. We had a really, hate to say it, a poor flow this fall. I'm going through, I'm condensing them down. I put feed on some of them. They're looking really good, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to put a little bit of feed on them this winter. So today, as I'm going through doing the final, getting them ready for winter, I'm putting mouse guards on them all. Should have been on a few weeks ago. I'm also putting feeder shims on, and then I use what is called a condensing hive method. So my boxes will not have upper ventilation. I haven't used upper ventilation in years on them. They will all get a piece of 6mm clear plastic poly, like construction plastic, and then either a 1-inch or 2-inch polystyrene insulation board above that. I prefer the 2, but I ran out of 2, so I've cut a bunch of 1-inch, and then the outer lid goes on. The idea is, as the warm, moist air off of the cluster goes up and hits the ceiling, being insulated, the moisture doesn't condense right there. It'll roll off to the side, condense along the sides and down the side walls. This allows them to have moisture during the winter when they need it, when they're trying to break down that honey to generate heat. Honey by itself, they have to have the moisture to help break it down. So I prefer this method. It works really well for me. There's some really good videos out there explaining it. Seems like the farther north people go, the more they do use it. Is it necessary here in Southern Ohio? Probably not, but it's a method that I prefer. So I'm just going to show you a little bits and pieces of some of what I'm doing today, and I got a lot to do here, so let's get at it. Okay, here's a single deep that's going to be going through winter. We have at least 7 seams of bees. It is really loaded with bees. Good cluster. Fresh carniolan queen that was put in at the end of October. They've got plenty of frames of honey on both sides. I've got the mouse guard on. Now we're going to go ahead and put a feeder shim on. And this is just in case I need to do something this winter. Some of these hives are a little light. I think this one's okay. But we're going to put feeder shims on every single hive. And then, being a condensing setup, we put a 6mm piece of clear poly on. A well-used 2-inch polystyrene. And then we put the lid on and strap it down to the skid. Okay, here is the method I use for mouse guards and a reducer at the same time. They still have a decent size opening, but it's enough to keep the cold winds from blowing in. And as you can see, this one has a screen bottom board. Get your boards in, get your inserts in. You do not want that cold winter air blowing up through the hive. One next to it. Some of my hives I leave this configuration on year round. This is a couple hives that I set up late this summer, so they didn't have the mouse guards on them. So we're going around making sure everybody's got mouse guards on. That bee there's got a little pollen. I've been seeing them bring pollen in today. I'm not sure where it's coming from. The only thing I know that is possibly blooming would be witch hazel. But they're definitely bringing baskets of something in. Okay, here I've got a pretty strong hive. We got probably 7 or 8 seams of bees. This has an old Carniolan queen that'll be grafting off of next year. I love the overall qualities of this hive. Temperament's good. They produce good honey crop. So I'm going to use this one to put a double screen board over. So double screen board. It is literally just that. There's screen and with 2 holes. And a screen on both sides so the bees cannot pass through. I've got a raised rim around this one, which is the bottom side. Put that down. Now this becomes the bottom board for a nuke I'm going to put over top. So there's an entry here. Let me see if that... Yeah, so you can see the entry right here. Put another box on top. This nuke will benefit from the heat coming up through those 2 small holes, yet the bees cannot pass through and they cannot pass any type of mandibular pheromone.